And I grew up reading Judge Dredd and stuff, and so when the movie came out, I was an avid fan, and when I started cosplaying as Dredd, it really set echoes for me and all this, and I was really excited. What you're about to see is I collaborated with some great guys out in the UK. There's a series called The Cursed Edge, which basically call urban praises, and it's basically supporting the Make a Dredd sequel. And basically, I got in contact with the creator of Cursed Edge, Oliver, and Oliver and I talked, and I said, well, look, I'm planning on doing a series called The Deep End, and I would love to do a collaboration with you. Kurt and I, Kurt Strauss, and I basically had, Kurt is part of Real Leathers, and I basically was a fan of his work, and he was like, hey, I want you to come down, I'm coming down to Pennsylvania, let's leave the layout of the costumes, and I was like honored to be a part of it. And next thing you know, I'm like, dude, why don't we put all that hard work that you did, since there's so many of us, in a film, in a series. So we started this series. We're debuting it here for Philadelphia, and basically, people are starting to come in town. So we're going to start in the next 2 minutes. Everything that you're about to see, you're about to see a recap of The Cursed Edge, which is quick, give you an idea what The Cursed Edge is about. After that, we're showing the debut of The Deep End. After that, you're going to see the making of The Deep End and Cursed Edge with Oliver and Paul from the UK, who are the producers, executive producers and creators of The Cursed Edge. And then you'll see also our featurette, which is for The Deep End. So, without further ado, you ready to start? Yeah. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Make a city one, the most dangerous city on earth. Over to 800 million people. Every one a potential criminal, fugitives from justice, and society's worst. The city has a cure. That cure is the judge. Welcome to my world.
Here's the debut of The Deep End. Okay, this is what you're about to watch is the making of, and then we'll have a Q&A and then answer some of the questions in case you were wondering, what the heck happened with the sound?
Hi everyone, I'm my name is Oliver, director of The Cursed Edge, and I'm joined here.
Paul Lavelle, and I'm the precinct judge for Lavelle, and I'm also co-director of The Cursed Edge.
Well, it came about literally a month after Dredd 2012 came out.
I came on board probably a couple of months afterwards, several times. But some of their contacts me and said, cheaply, can you borrow my costume? Uniform. I was like, no.
It was just like,
But I said, I can't help it out. One way or other, so we can do, go from there. And it's really just got from there. Well, it's nice.
and we only started out like 3 people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now it's just so many people kind of dipping their toes into what we're doing. And it's just great. The idea was, learn how as many fans of the material joining in, because obviously kind of isolated to what we're doing. I just want everyone who loves Dredd to kind of just join in, whether or not they need a bit of writing or storyboard artists, anything, just to kind of just get everyone involved. So I just want it to be as a big project, everyone shows into the whole kind of community. Absolutely. So at the end of it, it's just kind of everyone's work. That's that. Well, Curse Edge came about just simply thinking of the idea of just living in a mega city. It's not a nice place, it's one of the worst places, to live. And it's just, something like decency in America. And, it's living there, it is a curse, it's not a friendly place, not a nice place to live. And just 800 million people or just kind of small area. It's just Curse Edge, really. That's also just kind of something like really nothing, nothing bigger than anything. Just that, it sucks to live in. Things that we're living in England, it's beautiful country stuff, but it's just very green and it's very hard to kind of locate really nice, interesting locations. And when we do, you cannot enter it because of health and safety.
It's one of the locations of building that originally. We kind of wanted to leave it.
You have to keep
Services, full dress fires, weapons, guns, a lot. Thankfully, out of the 2 coppers that came in, the older was a Dredd fan. He sort of recognised what we were doing straight away. There was no problems or anything like that. If any of you remember the trailer with Gene Morgan where it's a big warehouse and he kicks a door in and he walks towards the 2 judges, myself and Steve. And then we hit each other. That's the location, which is very similar to what we got.
So, cool. What was it like seeing yourself on screen? Doesn't matter.
Bizarre. Been questioning for 2.5, 3 years now. So from that point, I'm used to being behind the camera. I'm not acting by trying to make it.
I mean, not everyone is on board like the actors. Got time, we have the actors have more. But
We're fans, basically.
yeah, we're all fans. We're all fans,
We just want to make a Dredd film, a Dredd-based film. It's just
But then
like,
you just kind of keep going in the limelight and kind of just make people aware that how don't forget Dredd is still around,
Absolutely.
We do want eventually it'll be amazing to have a sequel. And that's the main to kind of keep Dredd circulating.
this is the main reason for Curse Edge. Yeah. And working with Americans, that's interesting.
Yes.
Because we're working with Cass Truss and Aaron Ryan.
Yeah, that's it. So yes,
But
we're
very
going
nice.
on from this 3-man team to now kind of pushing across
Multi-international.
Yes. With working with American Hurt, which is amazing, and we were working closely together and creating something that kind of stands alone separately in their own right, but at the same time blends together in each episode.
Which is in itself amazing.
Which
It's
is
amazing.
great, just again, just expanding all these kind of different networks of, kind of together and putting everyone together.
That was sorry about it, it's a fantastic scene where episode 2 you see Judge Logan talking to Judge Cho, and one scene filmed in Worthing, one scene in England, and the other scene filmed in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so we kind of had to kind of merge them together, so it kind of see this blend,
And
which is the scene that you've seen today. Was it World? So that was just a little bit fact for you. I just want to say to Eric and Kurt and you guys out there, thank you so much for joining, helping, every single way you're doing. You guys are awesome, and you have as much drive and passion for what we have over here, and it's we'd like to work with you guys, even though you've never kind of met. I mean, next year it's amazing to come out with you guys and just deep end Curtis crew, all of us together. It's be fantastic.
Well, okay. I'd like to say thank you actually to Kurt as well for the uniform we've got now. My first uniform was sort of round up, yeah, my current uniform I'm wearing now in has staged a Britain. He's making good images for the cast from, and John Miller will be coming out as well. So that's amazing, really, that none of these characters on stage, but you can't supply part of the uniforms as well, which itself is fantastic.
So thank you guys very much.
Hi everybody, we're doing a behind the scenes interview to give you an idea of what it took to get us to this point. My name is Kurt Struess, and back at the beginning of 2013, I was made aware of a costume group for Judge Dredd movie, Judge Dredd 3 2012. Offered my services to the group to help bring the costume to life for a large group of cosplayers, and the thing took on a life of its own. Had the opportunity to meet Eric Moran, who actually came with me, or met with me in Philadelphia to go through the initial process of making the suit, and that led us to today, where we just wrapped the filming of The Deep End.
I'm Sean Troll. I have been doing props for a couple of years now, just kind of for my own stuff. But when I joined the Dredd group in 2013, I just saw a whole bunch of supportive people, and it was just great to work with everybody. Meeting Kurt, meeting Eric, meeting Tom now, and I was just fortunate to have a film like Dredd, where they were so meticulous in all of their designs for the different gadgets in the movie that it ups everybody's game to try to replicate, and I just had a blast doing it, and I'm loving it.
I've been working with Kurt Struess for several years on previous independent films, and Kurt brought me in on this project. I was able to work with Smoke, meet a bunch of great talent who are just really into filmmaking and creatives, and really working to put this Dredd project together. Not only working with people from Indiana, Michigan, and Philadelphia, but we're also working with people in the UK, able to meet with some of them and talk with them. And it's just a phenomenal time. Not only am I an executive producer, but I also get to play a thug who gets arrested, and we'll see how good my acting skills are.
I've been wanting to just put something together with a great cast now, and being able to have the ability to bring other people together from overseas of all places, working with Jason in Australia, Oliver in England, to be able to get the opportunity to work with some great creators, talent, producers, other actors, the entire cast of Curse Edge, and then having our U.S. cast together, coming all together as one, is a real great experience. I wanted to be able to tell my own stories and to be able to collaborate with great people like Kurt, like Sean. I got a chance to get my hands on and involved with a great crew and to be able to tell stories like The Deep End.
When Smoke approached me about his role, I said it was such an honor, so different from everything I'd ever done before. I mean, you don't get a chance to play a hooked up drug lord every day.
That's so funny.
There was tea on set for breakfast. Fantastic. All serious though. All serious though, it was phenomenal work with the cast. Great working with the group. Our guys over in the UK have done a phenomenal job with all the work presented to them. It was great working with everybody on set. It was very, very wonderful. We all meshed together perfectly on set. It's different, and it's been an amazing time to get a chance to work on projects as we go along. We're looking forward, really looking forward to showing you what we bring to the table as far as Dredd goes.
My very first scene, I'm going to take a shot to the shoulder. The scene is going to be intense, it's going to be electrifying, and I cannot wait to take that hit.
When Smoke first came to me about the inquiry of doing makeup for the Dredd film, I was a little taken aback because I've never done makeup like that before. I've never done tattoos or tribal markings or scars for that matter. I'm a little girly. The makeup fit the character so well. I was so impressed with myself. I look forward to doing makeup for more of his projects, and it's just really an honor to be one of the little sisters in the Together Brothers family.
On this particular film, I'm doing the fight coordinating and stunt coordinating as well. I'm really working strictly with safety, balls, striking, movement, all that. My scene in this film, I'm doing I'm a thug this time, and I'm working with 2 other phenomenal actors. The exchanges, the fight, I want to be really physical, really animated, and bring a lot of action to the film.
I played the right-hand man to Voodoo, or actually a villainess. Working with the cast was fabulous. We got to work with a lot of great talent. We got to do our own stunts, which is awesome. I've never done anything like this before. Fly back from a bunch of junk that we piled up, and that was great. I've never been able to do that before with anything I've done.
I've been a fan of Dredd for a number of years and all. I mean, I get to be in a movie that puts me into that universe and all. And also, too, what's been real nice is to work with guys from around the world, especially out of the UK. It's nice to be in something that's being, shot across the world. It's been a lot of fun to put this all together and, and having the experience.
It's been fun working with Smoke, and I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm a big fan of his, and it's going to be incredible and an amazing thing to see the finished product of this.
Working with Eric and Oliver has been incredible. And I just wanted to thank you guys. Seeing Oliver's work with the Cursed Edge, it just blows my mind every time I see it. And it pushes me to improve my own skills and my own techniques. And Eric, man, honestly, I can't thank you enough. Putting your trust in my judgment, my abilities, and my instincts, it means a lot. And I want to thank both the casts for Deep End and the Cursed Edge. You guys are incredible. It's unbelievable seeing the UK and the US come together like this. And I truly hope that it pushes other people to do the same. And finally, I want to thank all the fans out there. Without you guys, this would not be possible. And showing your support for us and your support for Dredd, it means the world to me. And I just want to thank you guys once again. So, thank you very much. Cheers.
I want to thank a lot of the people out there. Most importantly, I want to thank my wife, because she's been the greatest support for me as far as getting the stories out there. And most importantly, thanking all the fans out there, from Woodsboro conventions to doing our panels to the comic stores to my fans, period. You guys make what we do come true. People like Oliver and Jason, who's worked with me real hard. We're going back and forth Skyping every time and having meetings about what we're going to do next and how can we make merging the episodes together at the same time be able to tell our own stories. It's been a really interesting road, and I've learned a lot more to tighten my skills and make it work even further. So to be able to work with a cast and crew like I have, and it's been a blessing. I'm looking forward to doing more stories. We believe in Dredd, and that we love the story, we love the movie, and we're hoping that they make a sequel. And most importantly, Carl Urban, who brought Dredd back to life for us. So to be able to continue on where Carl Urban set the tone for what Dredd is really all about, for me as a filmmaker, as an actor, and as a fan, to be able to do that is a lifetime come true. So thank you everyone, and we hope you enjoy the Deep End series and the Cursed Edge. Here's a little something extra for you guys. Got lights? Want to get lights? What do you guys think? Again, I want to apologize about, we had a little audio problem. We're just realizing we had a little audio problem with the film because it plays perfectly. And I'm like, what the? And I'm hearing this. And I'm like, what? What? So, but really, again, I can't stress, this is the first time I ever got a chance to work with overseas, people from overseas like Oliver and Jason, as you saw them on the film, and Paul. And also at the same time too, as you saw one of the scenes where you had Sean Cho and you had Judge Logan all on the same screen, but they're on two different ends of the coast. So to be able to bring those kind of people together is really cool. I go and announce some of the people here. First off, I need my cast to stand up, please. Please, cast, stand up. Give me a big hand. You do, David. Yes. David actually played two parts in the film. Even though he was my first victim, he was the first victim. He later on played, he also played one of the other thugs in the room where I go in. He's wearing the hood, looking like a Smurf, and with the eyes and everything else. It was really cool. Also, I want to give a shout out to Juan Gonzalez. He handled a lot of our sound. So anything that was wrong with the sound, it's his fault. Okay. Thomason couldn't be here. Thomas I'm sorry, I pronounced it wrong. Oh, Zuber, you're right. Zuber. And then, of course, want to acknowledge my prop master here, Sean Cho. Everybody can use the my time coordinator, stunt coordinator, and all-around bad guy, Raymond. And the next episode, like, you know, we're really fine-tuning the series and all. The next episode, we're going to be featuring we're featuring two other cast members. We have Lowell right here. Everybody, Jeff Lowell. And the big guy right here, Jeff, he's going to be also featured in this next episode. And the next episode is going to be more featured on Judge Cho and Judge Lowell. And then also, I can't forget the man himself here, Kurt Struess, who is the chief judge. So give him a big round of applause because most of this couldn't have been done without him and his say-so when I write the script. And I'm like, well, what do you think, man? And he's like, well, it's not fantastic, and we need to do this, and we need to. And then he'll go in, and then I send it over to Oliver, and as long as it meshes well with the curse edge and the deep end, then they give it a green light, and we start getting ready to the production shoot. So, without further ado, do we have any questions in the audience? Yes, sir.
Your main bad guy, is he looking like Paul Stanley on purpose?
Who? Which main bad guy?
He looked like Paul, the guy,
Voodoo?
to do charge.
You talking about Voodoo?
Oh, Voodoo, okay.
Voodoo? No,
Like
he
Paul
just,
Stanley.
we wanted to go with something wild,
Okay.
and we were kind of inspired from the Dredd film, and I'm like, let's take it one step further. And, we're reading the comics, and I'm like, okay, I want this character to be just very low-key, but very high-strung at the same time. So, what was I going to say? What other question do we have? Yes. You went to Dredd show. Yes. I know you have a question.
I do.
You sure? I don't know. I
You
think
have
you
more
have a question.
emails?
Yes, sir.
How long did it take to make the props themselves, especially the digital ones that you guys had?
Yeah, the props actually, it's a whole group effort really. We have a Dredd group on Facebook that everybody really came together. We had a whole bunch of people step up and just offer their services to the group. And it was really a group effort just to get everything together. The gun in particular, I actually have it here. I actually modified the gun that was here. I poured it out. I cut the top slide in half. Poured everything out, put the electronics in, put the LEDs in there, and then wired it up And actually, I cut out the trigger and then put in a movable trigger so that when you plug it in, it actually lights up, you know, with the displays and things like that. So when you pull the trigger, the numbers actually change, push the buttons, the ammo actually changes, so.
Wow.
So,
I mean, one thing if you saw in the outtakes when I got kicked and my helmet fell off, it just shattered, and I was like, you know, all types of things were coming out of my head, like, oh my God, and Sean turned around and was like, man, give me some crazy glue. The next thing I know, when you look at the helmet, when you see me and Chief Judge talking towards the end, you see this big crack on my helmet. All that was from him saving my helmet in the film. I mean, Sean is a freaking mastermind when it comes to props. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude, you saved my helmet. And so, you know, but like I said again, that's what I talk about. When I say, when I'm stressing that we have a great team and everything, I'm using the word great a lot. It's only because of the fact that we do have a great team. And, you know, like I said, everybody from Dave taking the first hit in the film and doing it like a champ. I don't know, and forgive me if I wringed your neck too hard, buddy. It's just like I said again, I'm like, everybody's like, well, you made it look so intense. Did you break his neck really? I'm like, no. But no, my actors are really professional, and they really handled it well on set and all. I mean, you had Chris and them, they were like, okay, what do you want us to do? And Chris is like, okay, yeah, it's Kool-Aid. All those little piles of red thing was what, red pudding? I mean, red Jello. So we're like, oh man, what are we doing? And everything else. And everybody just had a great time. But like I said again, I can't stress, I mean, with Oliver working with a collaboration of a UK film group, collaborating with our US group, and then you have people in Australia working with us. It's just like merging up all these great talents and this incredible cast and incredible production crew. So it's just like, I'm kind of taken back, you know, when that happens and all. What about you, Kurt?
I saw your hand go up here.
Yeah, I was interested in how your actual filming process, like what do you use for a camera, what do you use for your editing software?
Well, some of the editing software is done over in Australia with Jason Prieston, who was on. Basically, we wanted to make sure, like I have a Panasonic HD that I use here. When we shoot at 1080p, so we want to make sure it's high quality. And we also want to make sure that it merges well with the Kurt says, cinematography-wise and everything else. A lot of the graphics you saw were done over in the UK and over in Australia. So a lot of this stuff, they'll send it to
We're using After Effects.
Right.
And a lot of the, when you saw the opening, the sunrise scene, when Sean and I are standing there before you asked me questions, all that was done with rotoscope. So it was frame by frame, old school style. And then wireframe, a lot of the stuff that Oliver did on buildings. So when you saw the two lawmasters writing out with the background, all of that was done digitally with After Effects and just old school rotoscoping.
Do you want to add on something?
No, I think that's, does that answer your question as far as?
Just in general about the film process and shooting and everything, experience.
I think for me the most interesting thing was the good work that Oliver did, meshing, shooting across the pond, and getting it to work together the way that he did. I was really impressed with it. And he had said in the making of it was seamless, and it really was. That's really hard to do, particularly when he's arresting Tom on the brick wall. And they had to shoot that in Worthing, so the brick wall they had to find had to match the brick wall that was outside our shoot location, and it looked seamless. So I was very impressed with just the work that Oliver did.
And also I want to give a shout out to my wife, because she was the voice of the Halls of Justice. Every time we heard him, control, come in. She said, stand by, guys, building. She's our Major Roddenberry for Star Trek, like the voice of Star Trek. So yeah, her voice was really good. But yeah, being able to bring a cast like that together, it's really cool. I mean, like I said again, it's just one of those things that people really are like animate about seeing and stuff. The one thing I will say, after the panel, at my booth area where the cosplayers are at, if you want to meet some of the cast and get autographed pictures, get pictures, definitely come over to the booth, let your friends know and everything else. Kurt, you want to finish it off before I Do my finishing words on it?
I'm looking forward to the next chapter that we're doing. I think that this experience was very good. I'm very impressed with the quality that we're able to get now. Are you a filmmaker?
I did some AV work in the past.
Okay. I'm just, being a filmmaker for as many years as I have been, it's just exciting to be able to shoot it, actually watch it on the same day, edit it within the same week, and move it along that fast. So I'm just excited to get to the next chapter.
I mean, Dropbox is the greatest thing ever. If you're ever working with anyone, Dropbox is the way to go, because I'm telling you right now, 5-6 years ago, I don't think we could have ever been able to pull this off like we are right now. So, I mean, it's only going to get better. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And especially, I love your Dredd shirt. So ask anything you like.
How long did it take you to shoot that whole thing?
Well, we shot back when? We shot...
Oh, how long?
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. The location that we were at, we had a recreation center. A friend of ours let us use the rec center, and we were tripping the camera. And the entire cast, I'm like, okay, we're all going to get up at 5:30 in the morning. When we got it until 2, we started shooting at 7. I mean, we had the makeup artist, we had Ray getting ready for the stunts, we had to go over, and he was all about safety, so he was like, okay, we got to have masks and everything. And I'm telling you right now, my cast and crew was like crack team. When they went in there, they got it done by 2 o'clock, like not even 2 o'clock, like 1:45 we were done. We wrapped it up, we were already loading up the car. And I had all this footage, and I was like, oh my God, I got all this footage.
I think what made it go so well was the months that led up to it, as far as the planning and knowing all the pre-production stuff that we needed to do to get in there. We both knew from past experiences, back up,
Oh
anything that you shoot. So we were running external drives just to make it more streamlined. Because he had the experience before. We did a whole day worth of shooting on a different project, and the SD card ended up being corrupt, so we lost it all, lost all the work. So, but it was a day, quick in, quick out, and we knew, from our shoot schedule what we wanted to do. So there wasn't a lot of standing around talking, because on some productions that you go to, and they're not as organized, you stand around, and it's like, well, what do we do next? I'm like, you don't know what you're doing next. You have to know what you're doing next.
I mean, right now, as we're working, getting ready, like, to start finishing up the script for episode 2, we're already doing location hunting, and I'm already, like, taking pictures of warehouses and all, sending it to Oliver. Like, Kurt, it's one thing with Kurt, but it's another thing with Oliver, because Oliver has to find locations that are matching with the locations over in the UK. And then if we have to fudge some of the scenes where we're adding on special, like, green screen backgrounds and all, we know what we have to do. So, or if we're trying to do it where Kurt's in the room and you have Paul in the room, and he's like, yes, Paul, what's going on? And he's like, yes, and you're like, oh, they're simultaneously in the same room together, and they're really not. So it's a matter of tricking the cameras.
You gotta coordinate properly.
Exactly. Who else has a great question? That was a good question. Yes, young lady. Yes.
How long did it take? How many times did you practice making the face? Yeah.
Did you get the right?
Yeah, to get the Dredd face. Yeah.
When you wear this helmet, it's like all about like, okay, is it covering my nose? Am I? And see, I know how to make those faces and all, and then I'm like, and then he does it, and I just kind of look at him like, okay.
Once you put the helmet on, everything changes.
Yeah, you look totally different when
You're
you
not
have
the
the
same
helmet
anymore.
on. You look badass. That's what happens. You look badass. Who's got another question? Anybody? These are great questions. Anybody? Well, I want to thank you all for coming out. Especially want to thank Oliver, Jason, and all the cast in the UK for helping us. All of our cast here in the US. You guys really made this happen. And again, like I said again, we're only going to get better. Word of mouth is an amazing thing. And like I said again, we're going to keep pushing. Whether we have crowds of 2 or 2,000. My thing is getting the word out and getting the film out. This is how you start out. I don't get discouraged about anything, because something like this, when you have a great cast like what you see right there, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So we want to thank you all, including the cast, for coming out. And again, thank you all. For those who want to take a picture of the Dredd group, guys, if you don't mind being in your helmets and uniform. Okay. Huh?
Not at all.
All right. Jeff? So this way, and before we cut this off, I want to get a picture right here in front of the cast. The cast included Cassie,